Do you like gym class heroes? Did you ever care about them?
No, I didn't. I never really cared, but I like that song. Though. That song's a fun song.
Cookie Jar?
Is that what it's called?
No.
What is it called?
With Keep It Triple. That's what the dude from Maroon 5.
Oh,
but Cookie Jar,
the really handsome lead singer.
Yeah, with all the tattoos and sharp
I'm right here.
edges around his body.
Oh, not that. Not that.
You're super handsome though.
Thanks, man.
But no, Cookie Jar, the song by Gym Class Heroes, it's about he can't stop cheating on his girlfriend. He can't keep his hand out of the cookie jar. My hand, and it's just like making cheating cool. You don't know that song?
No, I never really. I was never really into that. The whole aesthetic of making cheating cool. You know, that's not me. I know you.
Me?
I'm just teasing.
Dude,
I just like assume things about your life.
Thanks, bud. Because that's all it is if you based what you know about me on the day-to-day basis, not like how well you know me overall. It's memes. Mm-hmm. And if I'm good, I'll send you a video. If not, then I'll
get back at me at another time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that life. Same though, right?
Yeah, exact same.
I mean, we were the exact same person.
That's why, because nothing's real, and
then everything's real.
You are me, and I am you. You're a projection of my imagination.
Where you go, there I am.
That's you. You're my shadow. You're my warmth. You're my blanket. You're my safety net, and my kryptonite. Write this down, guys.
Kryptonite as well. Ooh.
Yeah, like you're my potion and my poison.
Man,
I'm going in today, guys.
Alexa, play 2004 Warped Tour lineup.
It was 08 was my first year. 07 was my first year.
I can't tell you the first year, but the time that I saw My Chemical Romance down there.
Did you sign up for PETA in the line?
No, the girl that I was with did though.
Oh, go ahead.
But the craziest crowd I've ever seen was for My Chemical Romance, and I've seen like crowds for like Killswitch and Hatebreed and As I Lay Dying and shit like that, and it was fucking unreal. I was me stepping on people like that were on the ground.
Oh my god!
Because it was just constant movement. We had people climbing the light posts.
We were just going
and
nuts,
just jumping off.
It's probably me.
But yeah,
I was.
But I did not sign up for PETA. I have nothing. I don't know if I have anything against PETA. I don't know their philosophy. I see a lot of people post stuff about PETA, but I don't know if I. Because it's like, you know, I'm a huge hypocrite when it comes to what I consume. I am very aware of that animals have sentient.
Yeah, your nose ring is made out of ivory.
Sentient beings and have feelings and process thoughts the same way that we do. And then, but I also am about to cook 2 bone-in ribeyes for us. So
humanely, they were killed humanely by needlers.
By needlers.
Yeah, it's hard in Harper City. We're gonna go Whole Foods, which is actually not that far away. Never mind.
Where's the Whole Foods?
Or you have Trader Joe's or something close, Muncie.
No, there's no. There's fuck. What is it called? Fresh Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I mean.
Yeah. Same.
No, yeah. I mean, we're all hypocrites.
Wait, where were we supposed to name this episode? You came up with something.
I did.
So good.
I don't like honesty much. I just like to hear what I want to hear.
Oh
yeah.
That's
And
so
that hits deep.
That's so good. Let's talk about why that. Did you come up with that or did I?
We both did. We just were talking. It's like the itchy assholes sketch.
That was you though.
No, that was us. I was just in your car and my butthole itched.
We should tell people what we've been doing on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, our letters, our stories. Mm-hmm. So what we decided that every day. It was
like we decided around the last time we did a podcast. So we've been doing it for I think a little over a month now. Yeah.
And we just decided every day, no matter, it doesn't have to be a certain length or a topic or anything, just send each other a story or a journal entry or something.
Yeah, like how we're feeling or processing anything.
So sometimes it's like a story about a dick coming to life. And then sometimes it's, I need help, save me.
Yeah, there's been some really good ones that we've done.
The one... okay, there's actually 2 that like have stuck with me the whole time. The one where you got drunk and passed out in front of the police station.
Okay.
And
You're
then,
just sprinting.
oh yeah, and then the other story. You pass out in front of the police station, and the line that gets me the most is when you're like, "All right, I was already down there, but I guess I'll get up." I always like. There's certain ones I almost want to like. I screenshot. Actually, I have the ones screenshot on my phone. I was just gonna like post them to my story, but then I didn't know
Because those are personal. Those are us. Yeah, if we want something blasted online,
the
where all
baked
of our
bean
fans...
story too, dude. Oh my god, you took me on a roller coaster ride with that one. So good.
I'm going to finally say it. I'm going to do it. Get it together, Dan. Baked beans. I can imagine him like Naruto running, like, you know, hands behind his back, just sprinting.
I wasn't cheating by like reading to the end.
Yeah, you were.
No, I swear I wasn't. I didn't know it was coming, but it was too good to be true. I knew like it wasn't gonna work out for Dan. Like I knew it wasn't, and I was really rooting for him. I was like, Peyton, just give this a happy ending. Let Dan get the girl.
There's no such thing as a happy ending.
But well, that's true. But maybe he did get the girl. Maybe
maybe
it hit hard for her.
Yeah.
And she was,
that they were both listening to the same podcast episode of fuck, what did I name it? Fucking Piss Boy and something else. The Chronicles of Piss Boy and something. Fuck.
he's like, a friend recommended to do that. It's not that funny.
I like to relax after work. But really, you know, all of these, most of what we've been doing has been, you know, a lot of fiction, but a lot of it is, there's elements of truth.
Sometimes it's just like, I'll wait, because a lot of times I'll write it at work, unless it's on the weekend, but I'll wait for like something to hit, so I'm not sitting there like forcing something to type, so like a feeling will come upon, or like a mood switch, or something I notice in my own brain, and then I'm like, all right, time, I can talk about this. I am so sad. Or, dude, I'm having a really great day. The sun's shining, and
oh man, I love the
birds
song.
are chirping.
Ooh,
And
it's coming through.
you guys, right now, he has the charcoal grill preheated.
It's I mean, it's done.
Hank Hill would be so disappointed.
I know.
I've been watching a lot of King.
But I'm not a huge propane fan.
It's the cleanest gas.
I
Says
get
Hank
it,
Hill.
but fuck, man, there's something just so primitive and so...
About charcoal?
Yeah, I mean, it's compressed pieces of wood, and you're just...
Yeah,
and you're
clean
just,
coal.
And you're just...
Clean coal, Republican.
And you're just lighting it. Hey, you know, things were like reminiscing of things that... It's so funny when I tell people, like I told my mom that you and I were having these, like basically it's like a writing workshop, really.
It's a workshop and it's therapy.
Yeah, I didn't tell her that, but I told her it was just a writing workshop. Yeah, and my mom's an amazing writer. If I have any sort of talent or anything that might have been passed on or something that I just stuck with me when I was growing up, it was just like her writing. Mm-hmm. She's been published in magazines and shit like that.
Oh, really?
And yeah, she was the chief editor of the paper here.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would say that I have an affinity of, in not necessarily me writing, but I just enjoy good writing. I do. I mean...
Yeah, there's certain like sentences and like paragraphs that are put together, and I'm like,
that just flows so well. That's like the same with like, you know, writing songs. It's just like the whole. You can read something and you already know from it the interpretation of you reading, not hearing anything. You just reading it. You're like, this is gonna be something, and you feel it. And then with the music added and the,
oh yeah,
you're just like.
Like, wow, I resonate with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyway, I told her that, and she was like, well, that's cute. That's what she said. I'm like, it is
Not
cute.
cute.
It is cute.
It is cute. It's so cute.
Honestly, it's like, when I think about people in your life that you could have like a writing workshop with, I mean.
Slim Pickens. Except some days, because we said it every day, but sometimes he'll hit me with like,
I'll hit you with
two
in one day has been the most.
It has been 2. I'll say 3 though to be dramatic.
2 because, you know, and I give you prefaces. I was like, hey, work's pay it fucking.
I like it though because I get back-to-back ones.
It's funny because there's some I feel that I have to work with. that I have to put maybe a little bit more effort in. But then there's some that it just almost feels like the first thing I think of, I'm able to write.
Oh, 100%.
And you don't. It's almost like genuine inspiration.
Your first like 4 or 5 were just like some really good poems.
Oh, they
really
were.
Liked.
Yeah,
I liked them so much, dude. They were so good. Those were the ones
I looked back at them and I'm like, damn. And I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just like writing, and I never write poetry, and so that's kind of weird for me. But I wasn't thinking of, in my head, I was not thinking of, I'm gonna write poetry. I'm just gonna write how I feel, and it ended up being like it was flowing like poetry.
Well, I liked it.
Thank you. They were good.
They were good.
They were good. Dude, I will say they were good.
Dude,
yeah.
Fucking tell them. That's what I'm saying. Did you like my frog poem?
Everything that you've written has either been so on the money with how you feel in a way that describes you, that if people know you as well as I do, you would get the nuance behind it. Because you're not. There's very rarely, very seldomly that you hit something or you come up with something that's just like, I feel this because of this. It's layered, it's nuanced, it has almost a you have to decipher the meaning with props that you put into it. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
But everything has just been so on the money, and me knowing you as well as I do, it's just, I know how you're feeling. And then there's things that are like so funny that I'm like I'm laughing at work because I get it like at 6, and I'm like slammed busy, and I'm reading this shit and I'm just laughing. Good. But it's something that has made me feel better. There's something cathartic about just being able to put something, and we've discussed this I don't know how many times. It's like, oh my God, they're going to be talking about creating something again. But I mean, that's why we podcast.
100%.
I mean, we create something. This doesn't exist. Maybe there's shithead friends that talk in a podcast, but I don't feel like that it's like this.
Well, it's also like, I mean,
ooh, fuck,
dude, don't answer that. Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he's texting me. He was saying, hey, I'm listening, somehow live streaming right now. He's in here. He's in the Patreon. Yeah, he's our $500 a month donor.
We'll get it started. You guys still listening?
I don't think a lot of them are. Some are.
We've been doing this for a while. This is almost exactly a year from the time I got really drunk on bourbon.
It is.
And was talking about roast beef and.
Oh, you were wearing that hat. You were sitting right there.
Same shirt on. I almost put the same shirt.
And you're just like talking like this. Sleeping. And we're not going to get that. We're not going to get there.
No, we're not going to get like you when you smoked weed, marijuana, cannabis.
That we had to cut the episode.
Yeah, dude, I want to find that episode so bad. It was like 22 minutes.
I was so fucked up.
You weren't talking.
I was so fucked up. I was comatose.
There was like 8 times I was like, all right.
I did a dab.
It was a dab.
I did a dab.
Ready for a dab.
I wasn't. I'm barely ready for anything, let alone one of the most concentrated forms of smoking. And you're like, it'd be all right. It was like that time that you gave me.
Daddy
still to this day, the most fucked up I've ever been was from a brownie you made, and you're like, you should take 2, and I was like, I'm just gonna take 1. I took 1 at your house. I drove home. Took about 25 minutes to get home, and I'm like, I don't feel anything yet, and I'm sitting on my couch, and it just it devastates me. It's like I had hands pulling me into the couch, and I was almost in tears because I was so high. I remember going to bed, waking up still high.
Tell them what you were upset about the most.
Oh yeah. I gave a shit about the quality of my couch because it was a really nice couch, and I have 2 giant dogs, and I didn't want them on it, and so they don't like my vacuum cleaner, nor do they like a broom. So I'm sitting in my sectional in the corner like fucking Scarface with cocaine, just like propped up. And I've down one way I have my vacuum cleaner, and then the other way I have my broom, and it hits me like a ton of bricks, and all I want to do is just lay down.
You can't move.
But I can't move, and I look down, and for whatever reason, I can't process that I can move these, and and that's the point where I'm almost crying.
I gave my friend from work a one, and he said that when it kicked in, he sat there and contemplated every possible way he could die, and just had a little bit of a panic attack.
So
basically, I make really good.
What did you put in it?
Heroin.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I was trying a little peep. Oh y'all, I'm just kidding. That wasn't nice, dude. I gotta grow up and stop making jokes of people's deaths. But regardless of that fact, I just put a lot of weed in them. Just put a lot of weed in them.
Did you just put it in, or did you like make like an oil or a butter?
So I use coconut oil because I'm vegan and I do yoga. So you take the weed. I usually use a half ounce, which is a lot for some edibles, because it's just like one, like, what is it, like a 5x8 baking pan? Mm-hmm. And so I take the half ounce, I grind it all up, and I put it on a baking sheet. Spread it all out. It's all grinded up. Spread it out on the baking sheet, and I bake it at like 200 degrees for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Just to like dry it out?
Well, it decarbonizes the weed, and
because it's already fairly dry.
It basically just like exposes, like it just basically like exfoliates all the THC to its most potent level. Because you're not taking it, you got to keep it at that certain temperature, or you're going to overcook it, and then you've basically taken all the THC out of it. So you do that for a little bit, get all the THC nice and ready to go, and then while that's happening on like medium low temp, I got coconut oil going on the stovetop. And then if you want to do it properly, you'll take like
cheesecloth,
yeah, and you'll wrap it all in that. But I just pour it all into the coconut oil, keep it on that for like 2 hours, keep stirring it, never let it come to a boil, and then I just strain the weed out of the oil, and that's put in the fridge, let it get all nice and hard. Or if you're going to cook immediately with it, you can just pour it into your brownie mix per whatever ounces of oil, or because some of it will be like olive oil and
right,
right,
yeah.
So,
no, it was really good, and obviously it was really good, but it took me to another level that I didn't know existed.
I've been so fucked up on edibles, I'm literally sitting there drooling down my face. And when you process the weed with your fucking liver, it's different than when you smoke it, and it just becomes like becomes like psychoactive. You can almost feel like you're fucking tripping balls.
Yeah. That's how it felt. Yeah, that's how it felt, and I've never done it that before, and so
but it wasn't just being high.
Oh yeah. I it was almost at the point where I was not able to function. Mm-hmm. Like I've been high. Like when I did that dab, that's the highest smoking I've ever been. But it did not compare.
No.
And it lasted so much longer.
Yeah.
It lasted so long.
Yeah, it lasts at least twice as long.
We're little green thumbs, but whatever.
I've been buying my shit online because there's a loophole right now with Delta 8. You know anything about that? I can inform you and the listeners. Delta 9, long scientific name after that, which becomes THC. So Delta 9 triglyceride, whatever. That's the main component in weed. That's what is illegal. That's what gets you high. Well, there's also Delta 8, which is a different compound or a different
like the starting chain.
Yeah. So that can be extracted from the plant, put into edibles, or put into dabs, or put into a spray and sprayed on CBD flower. And you can buy that legally because Delta 9 is what's illegal.
It is, yeah.
So I've been buying online, pharmacbd.com, shout out. Use promo code WB for 20% off your first order. That's not our promo code. It's a different podcast, but it works. Yeah, and their edibles are really good. I buy their dabs because they get me just as high, and it's legal. Pharma CBD. I order it, it's in my house in 2 days. Yeah.
Huh.
And it's reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So, that's a nice loophole that they will be on top of very soon.
Yeah.
And you can get it at gas stations. Like Pack-a-Sack, I bet. Does Pack-a-Sack sell CBD? No.
But the other one does.
I bet you they have Delta 8. I would just look, and if shit's labeled Delta 8, that will get you high.
Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. They have it at gas stations all over Marion. Like, every gas station that sells the vapes.
The vapes.
The vapes, they have them. So, yeah, that's my little spiel on that, dude.
That's a pretty good spiel, man.
So you can get yourself some legal weed.
Huh. If you want. This is still a family-friendly podcast.
Fuck no, it's not. Penis.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo pee-pee.
Piss boy.
Piss boy. The Chronicles.
What was that podcast you told me about? They were talking about talking about sucking cock and
Cumtown.
Cumtown. That's
Yeah.
good.
We were laughing
We should be
hard.
way more
Famous?
that, and we gotta be more vulgar.
They say things that I wouldn't say.
Here, look.
I'm coming. Come. Penis. Penis in ass.
Dude,
Vagina.
stop!
That's what they
Dude,
said.
that's gross. Butt sex? Really?
2021.
Come on, dude. So what?
After
go.
you.
I was just saying, I'm trying to get you to cancel me.
Oh.
So here goes.
Here it goes.
A bunch of things that you should
Expletive
never
deleted.
say.
Expletive deleted. Stop resisting arrest.
Pepe Le Pew. Stop making that sound, me.
You're honking,
I
dude.
know. I liked it.
That was a good joke. That would be like, you know how funny of an opener that would be? Is like you're doing stand up and you're like, listen, I've been
I want to be canceled.
I want to be canceled, and people are bracing for like the literal worst thing you're about to say, and everybody knows you're about to say it, and you're like, Pepe Le Pew.
Oh my god! And then I'm like, green eggs and ham.
That's what I said, everybody. Thank you. You get fucking round standing O.
Oh my god!
That was really funny.
Thank you.
But I don't think it was as funny as our last episode. I'm like doing this stupid fucking bit where I'm calling my science teacher about fucking peacocks. And I'm like 30 seconds into this like fake conversation I'm having with my 7th grade science teacher about peacocks, about me asking the genesis of peacocks. And I haven't asked him yet. And you just whisper, ask him about the peacocks. Is the funniest thing I think still I've ever heard. How you just said it, you're like, ask him about the peacocks.
I was
Like,
genuinely
no
curious.
shit.
I was curious.
I'm on the phone. That's why I'm calling him.
Get to the point, God. Come on.
Man, if I'm feeling down, I just think of that. Ask him about the peacocks, and I just laugh.
I go back and listen to our episodes all the time.
Dude.
Like, yeah, like especially like the older ones. They're basically like the My Cringe Instagram page, but they're fun. It's just like a lot of things I forgot we've ever even talked about. Or like, dude, there's hours on hours on hours of us talking, and when you think back to the 60-some episodes we've done, pull 5 memories that you can pull out of your head right now. That's hard.
Okay.
That's hard to go back. Okay, tell me something about episode 7. Anything.
I can't.
Exactly.
I can't.
So when you go back, it's like the first time you've ever heard it.
Oh. Nice.
And it's like, you forget where the transitions are going. Like, if we listened to the last episode, we could probably word for word guess what we're about to say. But you go back to episode 7, 10,
No idea.
12, you don't even remember where we're going with it. So it's not even like you're listening to us anymore. It's brand new. And then, yeah, episode 15 gets better, 20 gets better, 25, and it's still all new to you because you forgot about it. Or at least my brain works that way.
Yeah, I can give you some like name 5 things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
But normally that's because they're more not saying that they're
stick
more
out.
unique.
Yeah.
As in like having Chris.
Yep.
Or Drew, yes. And like having guests because it's different than what we do, but I still think some of our best work was just, you know, we get to a point where, you know, like our opener is always just kind of hectic and we don't ever really get to a point on anything really throughout the entire episode. But there's points that I can think of that we hit hard and that are good. So usually when we get serious about something, I can remember times that we both talk about, look at your fucking checklist of which black person died this time from the police.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was somebody at work today that was like, resisting.
That's my favorite thing.
And he had a warrant. And I spoke up. I was like, yeah, it was a warrant for a possession of marijuana under 30 grams. So that doesn't matter at all.
You have a possession of marijuana under 30 grams. You're aware that the fine exists, but you can't pay it. So
Have you watched the video?
No.
She yells, "Taser, taser, taser!" I don't know if that's like to cover her own ass or if she really was so untrained and so dumb that she truly believed she had the taser in her hand.
Dude, she was a 27-year veteran of the force. She's been on the police force for 27 years.
Her and the chief resigned today. Her and the chief of Minnesota, or
of
Minneapolis. Minneapolis resigned. I mean, obviously, this is pre any sort of legal action against her, which I'm sure will be coming. But the fact that she yells, taser, 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 I mean, it really boils down to either you're trying to cover your ass for killing this man and you knew you were doing it and it was on purpose, or you truly believed you had the taser in your hand and you were so... I mean, I didn't know she was a 27-year veteran, so what is it? How are you going to yell taser 3 times and then...
shoot him?
But then, to by no means defend the woman, but she shot him once. Did she really think she had the taser in her hand?
I don't know.
I mean,
then also it's like, if you've held a gun and you've held a taser, you know
it's
the
different
of weight.
It's a different... I mean, yeah, it's the shape of an L, but it's different. And then you have to decide, was this malicious, or if she really believed that the taser was in her hand. I mean, what? Like, because the act of what was going down, the argument for being tased is definitely up in the air. Like, it might have been a situation. I'm not a cop. I'm not somebody. I don't know, but it's a debatable situation where the guy should have maybe been tased. So, what the fuck are you doing pulling your gun instead of your taser? How do you not know which side your gun's on and your taser's on? How do you not know the difference in weight and what is it on different? Do you switch it up? Do you like to play little games and like, I'll put the taser on this side this day and the gun on this side this day? How you gonna shoot him? That's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. I think about the same. It exists with every time that something like this happens. It's don't resist, obey the law, etc., etc., etc. However,
her mistake should not have been his life, regardless if he was resisting or not.
Yeah. So he got first busted or pulled over because of...
It was a traffic stop, I think.
Yeah, it was just... Well, I had heard that it was due to air fresheners being hanging from his rear view that was obstructing vision.
So anything they can...
Yeah. You can basically you can stop. Honestly, I feel like you can stop people for whatever. But I mean, long story short, there shouldn't be you shouldn't be the executioner while you are.
No.
But yeah, it being a 24-year vet or 27-year vet, I'm not sure, one of the two. It's up there.
It just comes down to, and the guy lost his life, so that's what really the main issue. But with her,
but it's in the same
fashion.
It's the same exact time,
same script
that they are going through the Chauvin trial over George Floyd being killed, and it's the same city, same
area.
Why? If you were a black man, why wouldn't you get back in your car? I would be terrified. Are you gonna be the next one? Are you gonna be suffocated? Yeah, of course.
Yep. And
I've thought about posting more, and we've had this discussion before. There are, if you're needing some guidance on information out there, there are plenty of people that will give better information than I will be giving. Plain and simple. Like there's people out there that are in the thick of it, that are protesting, that are aware of laws that exist. I am not one of them. I am what do we call it? A straight white male from East Central Indiana, and
we're getting a little bit more bisexual by the day, but that's not the point.
But yeah, I mean, like, if this doesn't move you in a sense of anger, and it's like yeah, well, it gets to the point where it's apathy. It's anger and apathy because we felt this so many times. I mean, hell, let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about the school shooting that happened in Tennessee yesterday too. There was a high school shooting. One person died. We're desensitized to that. Think about when Columbine happened. That was the thing.
The first of its kind, too.
That was the thing to talk about.
And pre-social media.
And then there were a lot of other times that it broke that barrier of, it was the headline for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months was, Sandy Hook and the Florida shootings. And then the Vegas shootings. And I mean, you're looking at like the amount of people that passed away due to it. I mean, this is a one-person death. It's almost like they justify giving little news information based on how many people died.
And this doesn't happen in other countries, like at all. Like,
oh yeah.
Since 2009, my numbers are going to be a little bit off, but since 2009, we've had 288 mass shootings in this country. And that's anything from school to, and I think a mass shooting is anything over like 3 people, something like that. So we've had 288, give or take, my numbers being off a little bit. The country, since 2009, the country that follows us has 8. 8. Every first world country combined doesn't even make up half of our numbers. So, this is an American problem. This isn't a world problem. This isn't, and I don't know. Why? What is it? Is it gun laws? No, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm very pro-gun in the sense of I feel that people should have a right to own guns, and I don't feel that, I think I was talking to Nathan about that. He said he was surprised that I was as pro-gun as I was. And I'm like, I'm very pro-gun. I want people to own guns if they want to own guns. However, I would like there to be some difficulty in getting said gun. It's harder to get a license to drive a car than it is to get a gun. You can go to any store. I can go to Walmart and go to the hunting section and buy a shotgun if I want, like right now.
With no consideration to what my mental health is.
Correct.
Whether I'm going to use that on myself or on somebody else.
Correct.
And that's all I think there should be, is a little bit of a little toll road. A little check, a little stop to be like, hey, you good? You good enough?
Yeah. And And that's not in place.
No, not even close. Not even close. What do you do about that? How you implement that? If we're
Lawmakers,
senators, or if we're some sort of say so. If we have a little bit of a say so,
I think that there should be universal background checks. I think that it's the same thing. Okay, I'll delve deeper because it's connected. Everything's connected. The idea of what happened again on Sunday in Minnesota, the same thing with being able to own a gun, it's all connected to a bigger system. And that is, if you want to like lump in the criminal justice system, if you want to lump in capitalism, everything is built upon that idea. It is mental health is put into that, and there's still so much stigma behind mental health that you can't just address one thing without addressing the other. That's it. You have to address more than just a gun rights thing. You can't just address that without addressing the bigger underlying thing, which is systemic racism, systemic poverty.
But then there's also, I agree 100%, and it just kind of dawned on me. So when we do a mental health check on these people, like, I've never went to be diagnosed or anything, but what if I'm bipolar? I don't deserve the right to have a gun? Or so people that are bipolar, like, what, they might lose the right? Or what if you do check in as being depressed or anything like that?
I think once you get to that point, I think that there should be a time frame of you not being able to get something that you'd want, and the proper procedure would be either therapy or or like a civic service that is in place for people that maybe couldn't afford therapy, that because like that's I said that's like what I said issue. That is another issue that
I can't afford it. That's my point. I can't afford to go to therapy.
And that's a healthcare issue. That is a privatized healthcare system that's put in place. Yeah. Everything is connected. You can't just be you can't just be like, well, once you go to therapy and a 6 month like say trial, and then we'll reevaluate after 6 months or after a year. There's gonna be people that would like to purchase a gun that can't afford a monthly or biweekly, however you want to look at it, payment to a $200 every 2 week payment to get the end result of wanting to buy a weapon.
It's also not hard to go illegally buy a gun. It's not even illegal. Like, if you came to me and was like, "Hey man, I'm a felon, I can't buy a gun. Buy me a gun. I'm gonna go buy the gun and I'm gonna give it to you."
Yeah, I mean, there's loopholes in place for that, but I can't speak on a lot of it because I don't know. I don't know a lot of like regulations when it comes to things like that.
I don't think it's as much
but I think it's more of you address certain other issues first. You address the poverty issue. You address the systemic racism.
I think it's those issues over being so easy to get a gun, because I don't really feel like the accessibility of a gun is really the main issue. I don't think it's like other countries' governments have it so figured out that these things aren't happening. I think those people in those countries, life's different for them, so there isn't like why are we shooting up schools? Because if people in other countries wanted to shoot up schools, they would. It's not that they can't find a gun.
This isn't a gun thing.
It's not a gun thing, because, like I said, even if both of us are felons, I'm gonna go find a gun. I'll find us a gun. I promise you. I'll find somebody to sell me a gun. It's not going to be that hard. And if somebody in England wanted to shoot up their high school, they would find a gun.
I totally agree.
So why the fuck?
So here's another thing. It's like when I see that, when I see the president talking about gun reform.
Which one?
Yeah, the real one.
I honestly forget
the
that
real one.
Biden's president.
The real one.
So
When he's talking about gun reform, it shouldn't be gun reform. It should be other reforms that will also allow for gun reform in it. It's not like you're tackling gun reform. It is you are tackling a bigger issue that will allow for accessibility.
it's like if it's a cheerlead pyramid, dude. You gotta tack the bottom before you get to the top.
We need foundational checkups.
You have to, because it's not the guns, man. Like,
It's not the guns.
It's not the guns.
It's our culture. It is our way of life. It is the dog eat dog world that we've created, and we've created that under capitalism. It's survival of the fittest, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be survival of the
we
fittest.
lead the country in people incarcerated, people being murdered. What's that about?
Yeah, we.
Oh yeah, told David we'd be at the golf course.
Oh fuck! Where are you guys?
Sorry, bud. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of just dawned on me that, especially with you breaking it down, yeah, it's definitely not. It's
Yeah,
not
and so,
as black
like-
and white as.
And then
people try
I'll
to-
see like fence-sitting liberals talk about we need gun change, and it's not a gun problem. It really isn't. And as much as like you abhor guns, that's if that's the route you want to take, so be it. But I just want you to think that there's other things that can be maneuvered in a way that is healthy for like our countrymen over that, and which will benefit that. That's the thing. It's like you touch subjects, or you figure out the underlying cause.
Yeah.
It's almost like an equation that will equate to
Yes,
that. It's
100%.
not, you can't just balance one side without the other.
Yep.
And while you are tackling gun law and gun reform and things like that, you are neglecting. It's like building things on sand. You can It's not
It's not gonna stand. And that's the whole thing with mainstream media, and
I know, and
people get sucked into
it's
it.
like I don't want people to think that I'm so pro gun that it's not that. It's I want people to own what they want to own. That
you need to be able to defend yourself.
in a sense, yeah. But I would be very pro. Let's check on mental health. Let's check on poverty levels. Let's check on inner cities. Let's check on the income gaps between everything.
Yeah.
And it all honestly, you cannot fix anything in the system that we're in, because capitalism has leached. Capitalism was built on slavery.
Yeah.
That plain and simple. And we're going to say that this is the only system that can be put in place for free market changes. It's
simple as you do all the work, I get most of the money.
Yeah. What are you gonna tell me? I've yet to meet someone that has been so gung ho about capitalism that the fact that it's almost like class trading. What are you trying to defend billionaires? Why are you trying to defend billionaires when they could give zero fucks about you? You're defending a system that does not give a fuck about you.
Every
That's it.
single problem could be fixed. Not
100%.
every. I mean, there'd be new problems caused by it, but those would be manageable problems. If I'm not like some socialist that like, oh, you work this hard, I want to take all your money. No, because
this is what I want. This is here's my the taxes stay in place. for what they are right now. The taxing, I am 100% okay with a higher tax rate for even the money that I make, which isn't in the grand scheme of things isn't that much, right? You have a certain percentage that literally owns the entire wealth of the country.
Yep.
And you have that's like 5%, and then you have the 95% that are the rest. Once you get that in your head, that puts things into perspective. I would like them to pay their fair share, and I will continue paying my fair share. I want a say, though, in where my taxes go. I would like to say where my taxes go. I don't want defense spending going up. I don't want Pentagon having a $4 trillion budget over the next 25 years. I would like stuff to stay local. I would like healthcare to be implemented. I will gladly pay a hike and tax increase if I know that my dad could go get healthcare treatments whenever he wanted. If your grandma, or if so and so loved family member, I am 100% okay with that.
You know what?
And the fact that it doesn't exist, the fact that people put off going to hospitals, going to dentists, going to eye care specialists,
because they don't want the bill.
They can't afford the bill. That is honestly why I wanted to become a doctor, because I wanted to operate in a freedom to where I could help people that wanted helped. That is why I wanted to. I wanted to help people that couldn't help themselves in a way that would be beneficial.
Affordable.
That's why I wanted to. However, you get jaded.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Because you look and everything is money when it comes to healthcare. Yep. Everything. You go. Say you're giving it. Say you and your wife are having a baby.
That'd be great.
You go there and
I hope I have insurance.
Right? That's crazy to me.
That's my first thought.
That is why.
When you said my wife and my baby, I hope I have insurance.
That is why we are like 31st in the world of infant mortality.
Isn't that crazy?
We are so high in the richest nation in the world.
Yeah,
technically.
Easily. Other than China, but yeah.
Not that China. A huge percentage of babies that are born in hospitals are dead. Because everything's a money grab. I just watched something last night about assisted care living that...
It's a fucking business.
It's a for-profit business.
And what's that called?
Capitalism. Dude, I could talk the negatives of capitalism all day, every day, and it's like people when you're anti-capitalist, people automatically assume that you have all the answers to what should be in place.
No, I don't. That doesn't work.
I don't. But you think this works?
The scene from Happy Gilmore where
roof.
No,
they're getting amped too.
The scene from Happy Gilmore.
Look, he's like, I want to be out there.
Where she's in the nursing home and Ben Stiller's fucking picking on her and
so like, good.
Yeah, it's good, but that happens, Peyton.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
That shit happens. And
so what I saw, or the thing that I watched, there was a stage 4 cancer patient that was in assisted living that was dying. Coughed literally the day that they were coughing up blood. They were put through a mental wellness check, a physical wellness check, I forget the other thing. But instead of taking care of this dying person, which would basically be bed rest and pain management, they put this in because they get a certain cut from all of these new... Okay, we're going to do a physical wellness check on you. You have insurance, So that means that we're going to get an additional $2,000 from the insurance company because we did this medical check.
It's fucked up.
As they're coughing up blood. This isn't, oh my God. Like, I was like cringing. And it's the same thing with like rehab centers. If you have insurance and you are addicted to something, heaven forbid, I do not wish anybody to be addicted to something that is terrible.
But if you are,
and you go and say you're in the heat of the moment, right? And you're like, you hit rock bottom, right? And you were like, I need help. And you Google rehab facilities around me, and you see stars. You see like 5 stars. This is 5 stars. This is 5 stars. That rehab facility has control of the rating that they're giving, other than the health inspector coming in. So they can say, this is great, this is great. But the money that they're making is on habitual relapse. Not on getting better.
No.
The money that they're making...
Dude, that's the same exact plot as prison.
They did a study in Florida that six insured people were doing urine samples. Doing this urine sample netted the people of the rehab facility, after the 6 people, $6,000 from that. So you do that 6 people, 6 times, or 4 times a month. How they did the math, it was an additional $2.5 million a year just from those 6 patients. So you have these patients. Okay, they're in. You're gonna do your song and dance to be like, go pet some horses. You know, life isn't as bad as it is. The thing about addiction, though, the end game, you're dying.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So they cycle in all of these patients over and over every time. And these are insured patients, by the way. Dude, they were showing people that would literally drive around and ask people that are obviously on drugs if they have insurance. And they'd be like, we have a place for you to go. And that just means that they get that money. So every time you relapse and you come back, you do more piss step. Like,
you get more money.
Yeah.
Dude,
this isn't treating the person. This is treating your pocket.
And not anything to do with addiction, but my grandma has insurance. When she was dying a couple years ago, before they figured out what it was and got her on dialysis and everything, like, she was dying. They legitimate, like, her organs were failing. She was poisoning herself. She was dying. And her hospital ride, her helicopter ride from MGH to Fort Wayne, the charge to insurance, it was all covered by insurance, $35,000. That's what they charge insurance. It's $35,000. So let's talk the fees of a helicopter ride from Fort Wayne to Marion back to Fort Wayne, because he's got to fly from Fort Wayne to Marion back to Fort Wayne. So you got fuel, you got the payment to the guy flying the fucking helicopter, people on the helicopter, anything that is used on the helicopter ride to help her. Maybe the person directing traffic's getting paid in the sky. Not God, the guy that is in a building directing traffic. I don't know. Maybe there's a few other fees I'm not collecting, but does that come anywhere close to $35,000? I mean, for me to plan us a private helicopter ride from here to LA, dinner, the works, would not be $35,000.
Yeah. So that's absurd, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's mine. My father, last year before, sometime around there, he had hernia surgery.
I remember that. Yeah. You had to pick him up.
It was an outpatient procedure. pretty basic.
Describe that to the people that don't know what that means, aka me.
Outpatient procedure means that you can basically
Walk
leave.
in and do it. Or
Walk in. You set your appointment. You walk in. You can leave that day.
it's not a critical surgery to
No,
where your life's
no,
at threat. Okay.
Insurance covered a lot of it. But I looked at his bill because I was speaking with a physician and everything was in place, and I was his caretaker technically in the sense of I was there. It was close to $100,000
For a hernia surgery. That he came in, left, and the only fees were everything in between.
The procedure, the bed that he stayed in for 3 hours. His procedure started at noon. It finished around 2. He was able to leave by 6.
It's like $2,000 a night to stay at a hospital.
So, and he had insurance doing so. So, but part of that is insurance works by you have to pay a deductible. So part of that is you have to pay out of your own pocket. That's just how it goes.
You have a $2,000 deductible, so you pay $2,000. Insurance pays everything else.
So, I mean, at the time that I saw the video, they were talking about the best healthcare system in the world and ranking them. We are almost at the end.
Where's Canada?
Not as high as you would think.
Okay.
The third best, and this is just me wanting to talk about
Kazakhstan.
my dream place of wanting to go. The third place for best healthcare in the entire world, Cuba.
What kind of country are they?
I don't believe that they're capitalist, but I forget the phrase.
What is it?
Is it communist? Third best.
Wow.
And it didn't blow my mind at the time, but honestly, seeing that made me want to go in. Honestly, it was just like I want to go into and I still have a passion for it. I still want to help. I mean, that's like my thing. It's like I want to help people, and I can do that here. I would hate myself for it though. How would you turn away someone that doesn't have insurance that needs a life-saving operation? How could you sleep with yourself?
And say I have cancer, I don't have insurance. Fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson gets cancer. Why don't I get the same treatment? Why don't I get the same life-saving procedures? Why not? Because I'm not as important? I don't have as much money?
It's money. It's not important. It's money. That's again tying into everything else. It is we are a for-profit nation. We thrive on sickness.
Yeah, we do.
Because it makes the most money. People that are in rehab for addiction, we as a country make more money, or rehab facilities make more money on people that relapse than people that get healthy.
Yep.
We, as a healthcare industry, we make more money on people that need Vicodin, hydrocodone, monthly subscription or prescriptions than it is of addressing the root cause. I get why people want to help people, and then there's a lot of good people in healthcare. I've met personally a lot of really good ones when I was in school, and that genuinely want to help, but they're at the mercy.
Yeah, there's only so many things.
They're at the mercy
system.
of the system.
Yep.
And I don't want to be at the mercy of the system.
And you would be.
Because I couldn't live with myself.
You would be. You would be at the mercy of the system.
I would want to help as many people as I can, and that doesn't make money. That doesn't. I would get fired. Be like,
you make your own practice, but at that time,
you can't afford chemo. Well, it looks like you're dying.
And you're going to need a job because you're going to be $200,000 in debt at that point.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's the thing. Also, like when I finished and moved back, I was like, okay, med school will be reasonably the next step. I look at the most basic med school in Indiana is through IU Health and through IU University. Every year was a $45,000 investment.
And you need what, 4 years?
No.
8 years.
8.
Okay, so just call it 50,000 so I can do the math.
Yeah.
$200,000.
Yeah. So of course you're gonna. And then you have to do after that. You have to do your residency. So you're being basically paid almost minimum wage labor until you get.
So you wouldn't be able to help people until you're 50.
And I still want to. I still like that is a huge goal of mine. Is I've always wanted to do that. That's why I went back to school from the first time.
You can just give people money at the gas station, Peyton. That's fine. That works.
I love when people are like, "Oh, they're going to spend it on drugs." Well, fuck you. Like,
who cares?
Is this going to make them happy? Okay,
good. Give them some motherfucking drugs.
That's like when people are so anti like handouts and anti giving.
I don't
like,
care what
money.
they do with the money.
Not my decision.
Honestly, if their sign says,
I'm going to go buy heroin.
Yeah. All right. Well, here you go, dude.
Here you go, man.
You have
because your life
sucks.
Yeah, I mean it does. It does, and I'm not saying that in a callous way. Like when I say that your life sucks.
No, and
I'm
I
not
don't.
saying that.
And I don't care if you got yourself there. That's not my place to fucking make the call. My place is to give you the $5 if I want. I do.
If I want, yeah.
I do. And honestly, if you say I want to go get some weed, please let me help you get some because I know that will make you feel better for the time.
Well, hey, we're gonna take a quick pause, real quick.
Wait, why?
Because I'm gonna go check the food.
You just want to wrap it up?
No, I'm gonna keep going. I want to keep going.
We're gonna pause.
All right, we'll come back and you won't even know.
How the coals looking?
They're good, man. I added a little more, and we're gonna start the steaks here shortly.
What were we talking about? Healthcare? Mm-hmm. And how perfect it is?
Everything's great. Everything's great.
Dude, I'm about to get talking about lunch meats here in a second. I'm getting a little...
Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Great.
I stopped drinking, and cheers to you getting me back into it.
Dude, honestly, this is the first I've drank, and since I had that, since we had beer
at the
it was me. It was me.
Baghdad.
Every time it's been me. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's good though, because you were gonna go to Baghdad without me, and it's a good thing I hit you up. Just like you're gonna go to Arizona instead of
I told you that
Stubby
you could
and
be
I.
my date.
That'd be great, but
All you'd have to pay would be airfare.
That'd be
I got
fine.
everything else.
I mean, I'm down to go.
Yeah, dude,
still.
you can be my date.
When is it?
I'm so excited.
June what?
June 6th.
That'd be for my birthday.
I know. And
I
we're
know.
going to wear matching. Oh, let me tell you something that I did, all right? So, I'm not going to tell the brand because it's not what he thinks.
Jordans.
They're not Jordans. I don't make that much money. But I created custom shoes for both of us. The exact same.
I can't wait.
The exact
I'm so
same
excited.
thing, but slightly different.
Were they at Customs?
Well, they have to make them.
Well, hurry up!
It takes 4 weeks for them to make it. I'll tell the brand.
Nike.
Vans.
Shut the fuck up.
They're
We're getting
Vans.
Vans.
They're-
podcast shoes.
Yeah. So for his birthday, my
You make
boy,
me look so
boy
bad.
who didn't do anything for my
I'm so
birthday.
bad. I give you Zoloft. Go ahead.
That wasn't birthday. That was Christmas.
I got you some for your birthday.
Nope.
Yes, I did.
Nope.
Bullshit.
No. You didn't.
Told you I love you.
That's good enough.
Oh, love language gifts. Sorry.
I don't do anything. I don't do gifts because I want something in return. I do it because I like doing it. So, there's not many people that I would buy gifts for.
Tell them.
You are at the top of the list.
Thank you.
So, Chris, you're at the top of the list too. I love you. Bud.
Love you, Chris.
Michael, you're up there too.
Michael, I
bud.
love you.
Who else?
Nathan, love
Nathan, I'll buy you a beer.
you. Love you.
Maybe not a gift. I'll buy you a beer. No, I'm kidding.
Tell me you love him.
Nathan, I love you.
Love you, Nathan.
But
Even.
so yeah, I asked him. I tried to be as nonchalant as possible. I was like, "Hey, by the way, what's the shoe you wear?" And you guessed it immediately.
I was like 11 and a half,
fuck
but
you.
you're getting head first like Jordans. You said, fuck you, bud.
Yeah, I was like, fuck you. So, I have 2 pairs coming. Both the exact same look, except each... You have a minor detail, I have a minor detail.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited.
And, dude, they're dope. They're so dope. I'm so excited for them to come here.
Dude. And not
the
to
reason I like Vans, too, because they go up to, like, size 19.
As they should.
And, yeah, skateboarders, size 19.
A little spoiler alert for his next birthday, which is a little while away.
But don't say anything
listen.
you can't cash.
So, I've planned a private show at the Pickle here in Harvard City with the band Thrice, and it's half price bowling.
You know how fucking sick that would be? Half price bowling and Thrice? Are you kidding me?
Coors Light pitchers.
I got a shout out.
$2.
I got to shout out my friend Brian for my birthday. He did a cameo of the lead singer of Thrice wishing me a happy birthday and singing me a part of their song "The Wait."
Dude, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So he linked me a cameo and is like happy birthday, and it was Dustin, and he was talking about how when he was growing up, he had German Shepherds as well. And that when he was swimming, they thought he was drowning, and so they tried to save him.
The German Shepherds?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They would try to save you.
And he was like, the best part is, though, because Brian knows my love for Reggie Miller. Like, he is my icon of being a kid. Like, I think of my favorite athlete, any sort of famous person, it was Reggie Miller. And so... when you do cameo, you give a little, like information about the person you're doing the cameo for, and Brian in his like true fashion said, I couldn't get Reggie Miller, so I guess it's gonna be you. so Dustin was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not Reggie.
That's beautiful.
And then he played like 30 seconds of The Wait, which is one of my all-time favorite Thrice songs.
Dope.
And I'll show you the video after
Yeah,
this.
I'd love that. That's
so
awesome.
It's so sick. And
fuck, Brian, that's awesome.
And so yesterday, his birthday was the 1st of April.
Is Brian one of the neighborhood kids about like peeing on bikes and stuff?
Yeah. He lives in town.
Good.
And he, so I told him, I was like, hey man, that was like an amazing gift for your birthday. I'll, whatever you want to go eat or wherever, you let me know. I got you. And so yesterday rolls around and he's like, hey, I'm hungry, which is very Brian of him. And I was like, yeah, man, let's do whatever. And he's like, I really want Chinese food from uptown. I was like, you don't want to go anywhere? Like, you don't want to you want to eat Chinese food from Harvard City?
Or something?
I'm like, all right. So we got Chinese food yesterday, which was the first time I've had Chinese food since, for whatever reason, my dad loves doing Chinese food on Christmas. And so,
that's a very Christmas story of him.
Yeah, oh yeah. So 2019, because we didn't do it during Corona, we had, the last time I had Chinese food was in 2019 Christmas. So it was the first time in a real long. If you guys are hearing dogs, I'm so sorry. It's my dog that's antagonizing Brandon's dog.
Is the Harvard City Chinese restaurant owned by a guy named Chad?
No.
I was just wondering.
No, but there's a tattooist in Harvard City named Chad.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of Chad. Bro.
It's not bad. It's not bad. There's not much that, it's Harvard, right? I mean, you're not here because of the culinary experience. You're here because mortgages are so low and rent's so low. I mean, that's why I'm here. And my family.
What's your mortgage? Tell them. Tell the whole world.
It's $600 a month.
He has a 3-story house.
I know, right?
With a basement. It's a 4-story home.
Yeah.
So put that in perspective. Indianapolis paying $1,400 in rent for a fucking 800 square
house
foot.
Anywhere else would be $200,000.
Easily.
$400,000.
If this was Noblesville,
yeah,
this is a $427,000 house. I looked into being a realtor. I gave it a 30-second thought process.
You gave it your old college try? That's the same. Holy shit.
I took that so personally.
Opie!
Ow, Opie.
Hey, when I was feeding ham to your dog, he bit me.
I saw that, but I didn't say anything because
It kind of hurt.
he likes ham.
It kind of hurt bad.
I'm sorry.
Because my
Let me see
dog...
it. Let me kiss it.
Thanks. My dogs know how to like be gentlemen and gentle ladies. He just went for it and he bit my thumb pretty
So what are
hard.
you trying to say?
It hurt.
He's bitten a lot of people that have tried to.
But I was just trying, like I gave him a piece of sausage outside too.
He was good there.
Dude, he was good.
It's his ham.
Because I tossed it. No. I tossed it.
That's
I
fine.
learned my lesson. I'm not upset at him.
He wants the whole thing.
He wants the whole fucking
No
thing.
offense, but like he thought you had ham holding Vienna sausages. He thought it was layers
Shout out
of
Travis.
snacks. He thought it was layers.
Still the
of
sickest burn I've ever heard.
snacks. Yeah, he got you, but
Oh man, Travis. When you said I didn't know garnishes for old fashions were Vienna sausages, that fucked me up. All right.
you thinking about it too.
I think about it still to this day. 'Cause it's like, dude, Travis is so
Well-spoken.
handsome too.
So handsome.
like,
I've almost kissed him twice.
we also need to talk about what we're going to be doing. So,
I say we just go to the Grant County Humane Society. We
No, no,
break
no.
in. No, listen, but we break in when it's closed, and we just free all the dogs, and we skip all the donations.
deal. But what we're going to be doing, it's going to be in May, I believe. I need to get you this specific date because he kind of gave me a few days.
I'm free except for my golf trip.
Yeah, I know. That you invited me last second, and I said I couldn't
I
go.
invited you a couple months ago.
No. You didn't give me a specific time.
I said Mayish.
Ish being the very clear.
I'm trying to save money.
I'm trying to save money because
Stop buying $400 bottles of bourbon. It was a gift. Okay, well then.
No, I bought that.
Okay,
I bought that.
Well, that would have
You're
been
right.
that would have been
You're
your whole
right.
trip.
You know
with
what
me
I?
and,
You know what
me
I
and
need.
Stubby.
You know what I need.
Stubby wants you to go. Hey, my dad listens to this, and he's gonna fucking scold you, bud.
I hope so. I would love some dad scolding. No, so here I priced out what I spend on Red Bull and vapes, and I should quit that.
$270 a month. $400. Damn. Damn. Maybe just go to Sam's Club and buy in bulk.
What I could do with Red Bull is go through my distributor. and
You
buy
could,
wholesale.
honestly.
Yeah.
You should.
And I should. Because I spend.
The vapes, you should just stop.
I should quit.
Let me see it. I haven't vaped since.
I know.
I don't drink.
It's
Look,
me.
like I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I'm a recovering vapist. Why are you honking?
Stop! No, I'm a recovering vapist. Why? Why did you say it like that? Oh my god, no!
I can't help it, dude. It just came out. So yeah, I'm a recovering vapist.
Hi, Brandon. It looks like you're AA. It's not like I know what AA is like. I do.
I've only been to AA once, and that's when I was 16, and my mom had to go, and she took me with her.
I've been to AA numerous times.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I've been to AA numerous
Yeah.
times. Not for me,
Right.
but as loving support,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the whole.
I didn't go-
I think AA is really great. I really do.
Kudos to you for going for support. I went because I literally had to. I was in the car and she made me go. And she also smoked a joint on the way to AA. And I didn't know. I don't know about your experience, but they make you
talk.
talk.
Yes. Yeah. And so I talked about why I was here, and there was crying because
Were you
I
an adult?
No, I was 14.
High five, dude.
No, man, I was 14.
We had
was
different
the one that had to
experiences.
send the person to Fairbanks in Indy, which is a rehab facility. I was the one that did that.
That sucks. It's different perspectives on it because, like,
And I had such a negative connotation with drinking and any sort of narcotic. Honestly, like I had such a negative that I wasn't able to enjoy what I was doing. I didn't do it because I had such a negative connotation until I was 25 or 26. Like I would have a few beers I would have a few beers when I was like in my early 20s when I was living with Chris and them at Savages, but I would never let myself go crazy because I just thought about that.
Like
because,
me on my birthday.
Yeah. But like this, I mean, they do a lot of things that are like they're not scare tactics,
No,
but they come across.
That's
but
the crazy thing.
It's if you have addiction on both sides of your family, of your mom. Oh, hey. If you have addiction on both sides of your family, you have, because they've now discovered that addiction is
Hereditary.
yes, that you have an 8% chance, 4 on each one, that you would have the same, and that scared the fuck out of me, because I see that, I felt it from the person loving that person. It scared the shit out of me, and
You avoided it.
and I avoided it like the fucking plague because it scared me.
crazy.
It scared me.
That's
And so I stayed away with it. I was almost I was basically straight edge.
crosses on his hands at shows and everything.
And I would like look down on people who did.
Straight edge was more violent than everybody
And
else.
so yeah. And so then I got this job bartending and I discovered that I can enjoy it without with the negative aspects of it. I can appreciate a $400 bottle of bourbon. I can appreciate a $100 bottle of wine. I can appreciate just going and having a margarita at Texas Roadhouse without getting plastered every time I do it.
Yep.
But to be real, that is still always in the back of my mind.
It's
No matter what.
That's good.
I think of that.
That's a mental check.
It is.
So anytime,
and I don't let myself go crazy.
anytime it would ever get out of hand, you could check yourself, and that's why I like you giving your story because, I mean, roughly the same age, we're going through the same experience with.
Isn't that crazy?
And
that we're going through the same experience,
two different perspectives,
in different perspectives, in different complete total lives and environments.
I was
that were mere 25 minutes away.
Yep, and I was so accustomed to it, like. Correct me if I'm wrong, but your only perspective was from this person.
Correct.
I was surrounded by it. Like, it was the norm that everybody had this problem. Uncles, aunts, cousins.
Well, yeah, so that wasn't my only perspective, I will say. My uncle on my father's side, also, worst I've ever seen. And that's what ended up taking his life. So, I know that I have it on both sides. I'm like, for a fact.
Yep.
So that's what keeps me in check.
Yep.
And me being like, because other people in my life have experienced that.
Okay.
And I am 100% aware. And it's not that like, I think being aware is half the battle. Honestly.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it keeps you in check without going crazy. And as much as, I mean, for a living, I pour drinks. For people that might have the same exact issues that I was so scared of dealing with.
But if they're paying.
But that's not my say, and I'm aware of it. But, man, dude, your dog is going at it.
Dude.
And, and you look at my, like you just, look over there, and there's, what,
But
30 bottles of booze over there?
But in your defense, it's been essentially the same stack for years.
It has, yes.
I mean, it's more of a collection than it is an addiction.
It is. It's because I like it, and
I've never, ever once in being your best friend or
best friend
enemy.
You can say it, best friend. Oh, we started enemies. Yeah. We ended up best friends.
But I've never seen you belligerent or even drunk.
Right.
Never once. I've seen you smacked out of your face in weed, but never once have I ever seen, and I mean, there's countless times where you've seen me get sloppy.
Yeah.
So, like, never, you definitely have a control on it. And that's just, it's not even really two different lives. It's not that, like, I didn't have the same choices as you. You saw it as a problem, and you saw it as something to check yourself with. I saw it as
this is what it is.
This is what it is. This is an escape. This is the norm. This is I mean, even when she was going to these AA meetings, it was, court ordered. I mean, they were court ordered AA meetings. It wasn't, I'm trying to help myself. It was, I have to go do this. And the only reason I went is because she had to have a witness or like somebody to like sign that they came with her. Like the person running the AA meeting had to sign her paper, and I had to sign her paper saying that she was here. So it wasn't like she's seeking help. It was like, I got this DUI.
This has to happen.
I have to do it. Yeah.
This has to happen.
Yeah. And like I grew up around drinking. Like people were drunk always around me. Like so it never resonated as a problem. I mean, when I became a later teen, I realized, okay, like, that shit is not good. But I always smoked weed. I'd get drunk, but it wasn't until I got older and shit started to hit the fan as a quote-unquote adult to where I was, like, using it as some sort of numbing mechanism.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. It is, I mean, when I think about, like, me being so, I remember getting a fight. I remember getting in a fight with Esther one time when I could smell alcohol in her breath. And I just felt this rage inside of me. And I knew that wasn't her fault. And in the moment, I couldn't rectify it.
She's allowed to smell like alcohol.
She's allowed to have a drink. She's allowed to do anything. And I remember she came up and gave me a kiss, and I smelled it, and it was a terrible fight, and I feel awful. Like I still think about it. I remember like kissing her, and honestly, like it took me back into my teens. It like I had such a negative connotation with alcohol that it immediately took me back to it, and I was locked there. And it was almost like a fight or flight, and I just fought it. And we had a huge fight, and it wasn't her fault, and I couldn't get out of it. And
that's a check
that's an unhealthy check.
No, but I mean, like, those are the checks that you learn from. Like, that's not the check. Those situations are the foundations for, like, learning to check yourself in the future on immediate emotions.
Oh, no, for sure.
Because I react emotionally most of the time.
Me too, 100%. I still do. But I'm able to control those emotions. But I still react emotionally first instead of
logically. Yeah.
I am a feeler first. But in that moment, I'm so sorry, guys. You guys are hearing so many dogs. Ophi's just panting so loud. I can't wait to like listen to it and just hear how loud it's panting. In the background, yeah. I will say that I will be the first to admit I had a negative connotation with alcohol.
And it's not the best regardless of your connotation on it or not.
Like, it was almost unhealthy, to be honest. It was. Because, like, I would judge people, and I had no right to judge. But that's not something that you, in the moment, that you're being able to decipher. That is something years along the line that you have to be like, wow, I was feeling way too hard, and I wasn't thinking critically or logically. It was having that fight. It was awful because I didn't know why I was why I was acting like that. Mm-hmm. It was something that was just, it was almost instinct. Yeah. It was just like I had no control over it, and we had this awful fight, and it took this terrible fight to understand that I did not have a positive relationship with any sort of substance that would alter your setting. And after that, I was able to, terrible process, but it needed process.
Most processes to get somewhere are pretty bad.
But it wasn't fair to her.
No, but...
Because I was awful. I was so awful. And man, I think about things like that, and I don't dwell on it because I'm not the same person that I was, but
I dwell on it. I think back to the things I've said and done, the craziness, the fights I've caused, the reactions I've made. And yeah, thankfully those things happened to get me to where I am, but like, holy fuck, that person lives with those memories the same as I do.
yeah, and they're on the different spectrum. They're on the different end.
They're on a way different end. They don't see they don't get to see the progression I've made since then, nor should they have to fucking. It's not their concern at that point, and it doesn't matter, but still, man, like the things I've said and done, like, wow.
And unfortunately, that's a part of learning. I mean, that's a part of also like keeping yourself in check. But I think that's the beauty of it is that if you weren't aware of it, that's the problem.
Dude, I wouldn't be where I am mentally without it. Without my craziness, without the regrets, without the words I can't take back or the actions I can't take back.
But it's
I wouldn't be who I am, which is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Because the great thing is like, this is a constant learning experience.
It'll never end.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Till you die. Dead.
Kaput.
In the ground.
With
Jesus. But yes, go ahead.
I feel like I can look back and have regret over how I acted, but without that, I wouldn't be like what you said. I'm not the person I am today, and I'm happy with who I am as a person because
I'm the best version of myself I've ever been.
Like right now, I am the best version, and I'm thankful for that. But I'm not thankful
that the people that
I loved, that I loved and I cared about, had to experience such a tumultuous transition.
Dude, 100%. I apologize to everyone, and you're not listening. But I apologize so much to you. But I also thank you at the same time. Like, I honestly believe I'm the best version I've ever been in my entire life. I'm at the best place I've ever been in my entire life, as far as not the best place I've ever been as far as financially or anything like that, but like how I view myself is the best version of myself. Which is important. It's the most important.
Yeah, I mean, like Esther and I, like we had a relationship that lasted over a decade. We grew with each other. And she got to experience the worst of me, and I got to experience the worst of her. And we're still great friends, and I love her to death. But that's what it is now. That's how it is.
Yep.
But I will tell her, from time to time, I will acknowledge that I'm very appreciative of what she did for me. Is just being her, just like her existing allowed me to be who I am now.
Yeah, because man,
and it's just like people that you
get to see the raw versions of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as far back as my first long-term relationship to Danielle, to like, I'm so thankful because I got to grow so much in that experience, but I also apologize. At the same exact time.
No, I get what you're saying. And it's
because you got to see
they got to see the worst of the worst. They got to see the worst of the worst, and
yep, both ways. I mean, there's certain parts of long-term relationships where you hit a point where you break each other down.
Yeah.
To the
why
bone.
Though? Like why?
To somebody that you love so much. Why? It's common. It's like the most common thing.
It is. And I think that has also a lot to do with how you were brought up. Hey, that's enough. Sorry, I'm not saying that's enough. Like, if someone didn't
enough.
If someone didn't hear my dog whining, they would be like,
enough of this sappy shit.
This is what we're doing. You're like, you experienced the worst. I'm like, that's enough.
Well,
No, I'm talking my dog because Brandon brought Opie, and Opie cannot understand why there's another masculine male dog.
He's so strong
in his spot.
He's so strong.
Yeah, I know. And Opie's like he's worried, and Opie's standing his ground.
yeah, no, Opie's so concerned.
Opie's just like, you get close, I nip.
Yeah.
He's already bleeding.
Yeah. Opie has a wound already. Oh,
And he's 3 times his size. 4 times, maybe.
he's just a big.
How much does he weigh?
110 pounds.
This boy's 38 pounds. So we're talking.
Like you look at Opie's head.
and then look at Opie's whole entire existence.
Hi, buddy. Hey, you be good. You be good. Yeah. So when we were talking about like, I think a lot of it has to do with the environment you were brought up in and what you experienced, what normalized a relationship.
I hate that though, dude.
No. It's not fair.
No,
right?
I hate that because I hate the argument of
yeah,
you are a product of what you.
But you are though. You are.
So do you believe that you would have grown into a slave owner?
Yeah. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
To the extent of like what you control.
When you are coming of age and you are so malleable to experiences of how your father views or how your mom views, you are a rendition of them at a certain point until you become so cognizant.
But don't you believe that like who you are as a person would have broke through some of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
And
there
so,
were plenty of people that.
But what I'm saying, so here, like my example of me personally, I am a specimen of my father. Physically, emotionally, intellectually, I am a specimen of my mother and my sister. My sister's 6 years older than me. My I would say like humor and wittiness and being able to just roll with it and just go with it, that is my sister and my mom combined. My dad has an amazing humor. This isn't like that, but what I'm saying is like it exists. It's just different, and I picked up on that because I live with my mom. And I saw my dad on weekends until a point where I lived with my dad, and then I saw my mom on weekends. So for me personally, now there's.
So you grow up with two parents in 1860 or 1812, and both your parents are like-minded. They're both slave owners. They're both on a plantation. They own a plantation. It's hard to argue that
what you're doing is wrong.
It'd be hard to argue that you as a person be able to break free from it. And I would like to sit here and say, and I honestly believe who I am as a person would break free, but I don't know shit. And I don't know what it was like to be born in 1805. And I don't know what it's like to have two parents who the mom has no say in the world and the dad is this master. Would I be able to logically break free from those mental restraints that were put on me? I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. The beauty of it, like living now, is that you move out, you live with people, you live with
you learn.
You live with a significant other.
Even the most racist person can be brought. The thing about racism is it's just ignorance. Like, you can learn ignorance. You can break free from that. But we also live in a time, like you're saying, where that's possible. 1805, you only know your
what
town.
You know.
You only know what you know. You don't know what's 30 miles away.
That exists outside of your bubble.
You know how long it takes to get 30 miles?
4 days. 4 fucking days.
So, it's not nearly as like.
And so when you think about just look at the spectrum of time of how long reasonably recorded evidence of history. It is a blip, a smidge. It is a period.
I don't, you don't, our generation doesn't, but we might be the most pivotal moment in time. Like, our generation might be the most important generation to date. Like, we are in the limbo of technology. Like, we grew up with nothing. Like, yeah,
we still grew up outside
of it, and
like
now we're
playing.
so invested in it. Like,
I
we
mean,
grew up
when it lets me know how many hours a day I'm looking at my phone. I'm like,
oh my God. Dude, I remember being on the computer playing fucking the game where you click a square and if you didn't blow yourself.
Minecraft. No. Minesweeper.
Minesweeper, not Minecraft.
No, Minecraft exists now.
Minesweeper,
yes.
Yeah. So that was like the game. I remember being on the internet and like if the phone rings,
You're
you
off
can't
the
do
internet.
both.
You're
You
off
can't do
the
both,
internet.
dude. And now we're at the point where like cars are driving themselves, all within the time that our eyes have been open. Like this, like Elon Musk alone, regardless of where we're alive, but there's so much happening at such a rapid rate, way faster than any time before in history. And I think we're all so caught up on being sad or being egotistical or being materialistic or any of these things, or you know, like social media alone.
Yeah, I mean, so
But-
we've talked about how much
Yeah.
like social media is such a self-serving.
We get so caught up with, oh, I'm in the wrong generation. I should have been more in the 1950s. Dude, embrace the fact that you might be a part of the most important generation to ever exist. Ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not the guy inventing these things, but I was born the same day, like the same year he was. Like, we're making advances so much quicker, and
We can't keep up.
we can't keep up, especially mentally. That's why generations ahead of us will be way better equipped with it. But
I know, right?
but we're
We're the guinea pigs.
dude, we're the guinea pigs.
We're the guinea pigs.
We're the testings. Like by the time we're on our deathbeds, shit will level itself out until the new problem.
When we're on our deathbed, like, how'd you guys do all this?
Well, we didn't.
We didn't. We just suffered through.
We're the ones that made podcasts. Let's eat some steaks, dude.
All right, dude.
All right, hey
thank
guys.
you for listening.
Did you?
If you did, I don't care if you
All
did.
right, it's fine. All right, love you guys.
Love
An
you.
hour 37? Wow.